Now 6:30, we'll call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is changes or modifications. Does anybody have any changes or modifications? No one? No. If not, we'll move on to the next one. Public comment. We don't have anybody here from the public, so therefore we move on one more time. Next would be the review approval of minutes of July the 11th, 2011. We also have a special meeting on July the 20th. We can either incorporate both of them at the same time with the motion, or else we can do them singular, whichever the board prefers.
I make the motion, we accept both of them.
Okay, we have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Okay, are there any errors or deficiencies in the? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Next would be Lincoln Park Bandstand permit request, Abundant Life Fellowship. Must have an application on that.
Yeah, so if the board flips in your packet material, you'll see Lincoln Park Bandstand permit request from Pastor Lyle Willie, representing Abundant Life Fellowship. They're asking to do a community potluck dinner that would be open to the public, anyone from the public, from 6 to 8 p.m. on August 9th. And this is something they have done for a few years now. I'd say maybe 4 years or so now. They've been doing this in the park. As far as I know, it seems to have gone well. Haven't heard any complaints about it from anyone, so.
I mean, what day is August 9th? Just so there's no...
Day of the week?
Yeah, just so there's no mix-up with the band concert, in case they don't know it.
Yeah, no, I checked the dates. There's nothing.
So that's okay, all right.
There's nothing on August 9th. I think it's a Wednesday, Bill, but hold on a second, I'll tell you.
31st on a Monday.
Yeah, August 9th is a Wednesday.
Okay.
We also have Lincoln Park Bandstand permit request, Enosburg Recreation Committee.
Okay, I think we need a motion.
I make a motion that we permit the use of the park for the Abundant Life Fellowship potluck picnic, or community potluck picnic.
Did we have a seconder?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
Aye.
Next item is Lincoln Park Bandstand, one more time, permit request for Enosburg Recreation Committee.
Yes.
I do believe we do have a representative here from the Recreation Department.
Yes.
And,
So this, again, if you flip in your packet, you'll see a permit request from the Enosburg Community Recreation Committee. And they're looking to do a function on August 15th, which is a Tuesday. They're asking to do it after the band concert is over, and they'd like to do something different. We haven't done this on Lincoln Park before, but they want to do a movie night there after the band concert is over and show a family-oriented film that would be open to the public there. And maybe could you just introduce yourself so everyone at home watching on the camera knows who you are too?
Sure, I'm Steve Wadsworth. I actually am your representative to the Enosburg Community Recreation Committee, the newest, oldest, and only male on the committee. So yeah, we're trying to do some different things. As you know, we have a new director who's taking Jen Burns, who's taking Mary Trihorn's place, and so as part of that transition, we're trying to come up with new ideas and do some more long-term planning for the recreation programs in the community. And this was raised as something that I think Jen Burns said that she'd been approached by people in the community asking if this is something that could be done. And it sounded like a pretty straightforward thing to do. We were thinking if we did it after the town band concert, there would be families who might be there for the concert who could simply stay. And then someone said somewhat humorously that the popcorn machine would be all warmed up and plugged in and ready to roll, so we wouldn't have to deal with that. So it's kind of a first in that I tried to find out before I came tonight what the movie was going to be, but I don't know. No one seems to know. I guess the one that was mentioned the other day, and I can't even tell you what it was because I don't have any kids in grade school anymore. It was a Disney movie, and they had to investigate the copyright of it and whether we could obtain usage of it. They were going to talk to the library and see if the library had any either available films or can help us in that process. So, but I can assure you it will be a family-friendly movie. If it's a nasty night on the 15th, we would propose the following week, the 22nd, as a rain date.
Does anybody have any questions on that, or?
John, we go ahead with the permit
I'm sorry,
request.
didn't say.
Enosburg Recreation Committee.
Could I ask a couple questions,
Sure.
Guy?
Sure.
Just want to check on some of the logistics surrounding this. Shauna Lovelet had mentioned that you thought you guys were going to have a screen available, and that's how you were going to show the movie, and you'd have some kind of projector. Do you know where the screen is going to go?
I think it was going to be in front of the bandstand.
In front of the bandstand?
It'd be the same format as the concert where the people would be.
Okay. Another question I had, just again, thinking about the logistics is, if you're going to do it after the band concert, there'll naturally be a period where the band will have to break down, their assembly, get packed up, get out of there, and then you'll have to get set up for yours. Typically, movies are anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And there's a 10 p.m. curfew on the park. Do you guys feel you'll be able to get that started by 8 o'clock-ish, or?
I think if we are aware of that curfew, we can plan around it and pick the movie accordingly. Like I say, I don't watch many kids' movies. I'm assuming that they may be shorter than 2 hours.
I'm sure they must be.
Yeah.
Could we suspend that curfew for something like this?
Ken, just remember, this is a public body, so if you do it for one person, you have to do it for everybody. You can't pick and choose who, you will apply that law to.
What is the curfew? What time?
It's 10 p.m. There's a 10 p.m. curfew on Lincoln Park. Everybody's supposed to be off the park by 10 p.m.
I can bring that to the group and we can use that as our
Maybe just,
point. So,
I don't know, they may not have realized that, but, maybe if you can mention it to the Recreation Committee that they need to make their best effort to be off there by 10 p.m.
we can pick a 90-minute or 100-minute movie,
Yeah.
something that will give us some buffer.
Yeah.
Get done at 9:30, 9:40, something like that.
Didn't run over that much anyways. If it did,
Yeah, I wouldn't think
I
so.
wouldn't think so.
10 o'clock, we can shut the power off.
Bring our own generator, is that?
I move we go ahead with the permit request, Enosburg Recreation Committee.
I'll second it.
Everyone's heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
How is it going, Steve? Any big plans down the pipe, or?
No complaints, actually. There's lots of enthusiasm, and there's some work going on with the Enosburg Business Initiative. Like some of the people in that group were interested in the recreation side of the village, and there's talk of maybe highlighting the rail trail a little more fully. A whole bunch of ideas that have been raised, but I'm excited about it. I think there's some good people and good energy and good ideas being presented. So I'm looking forward to the process. We were talking at the last week's meeting about the Bridge of Flower Lights, and no one was aware that the construction was going to be going on this fall. And we're wondering why the flower beds were not maintained this year, and we learned about that, and we were hoping that maybe if there was time post-construction, that if there's any opportunity, even just put some mums or something in there, but to clean out the weeds and at least make it visually more appealing. So this interest in volunteer things like that. I think Sean has talked to you, Jonathan, about the fountain. And,
yeah, and she and I have had some discussions about the fountain. Actually, our Public Works crew is working right now on getting some plantings in there. It should have actually been done. It's something that the Board of Trustees had instructed Public Works Department to do several years ago, but apparently they forgot to do it this spring, which is why the fountain wasn't looking as nice on Maple Park as it had in some past years. So they're working on getting some flowers and weeding it out a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer and has some decoration around it. But I'm glad, I appreciate Shauna bringing that up to me, because I didn't realize that they hadn't been over there yet to put some flowers in there.
Well, I'm looking forward to working with that committee and as your representative on the committee. So if there's anything I can bring to you in the times ahead, please let me know, and I'd be glad to interface well with you folks. So appreciate that opportunity.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Next item is hydro renovations, engineering contract phase 2.
Yeah, so I put in your packets the contract that was sent to us from HL Turner Group, our engineers, for our hydro renovation project. You'll see a summary letter at the beginning of the contract outlining costs, dates, amounts to be completed with that time frame. We've run through the numbers on the contract. They do match up with the figures that we also have, including the invoices that were paid out to date concerning phase 1 of the hydro engineering project. So the contract does appear to be accurate, and staff is recommending signing the contract. One other thing I would point out is this is a not to exceed amount, meaning if they can do it for less, they're going to bill us on the hours that they actually have into the project. So if Turner Group can do it for less money, then they will. If they exceed their time in the contract, they will be paid no more than what is stipulated in the contract.
We don't have a figure of how much we paid them in all in total so far since this project started.
I don't have that on me, Guy. I can get it to you if you want,
Yeah.
but that, I mean, that would go back, we'd have to go back over 4 years. And they've been working on this project, well, actually, 5 years. They've been working on it, no, 4 years, I'm right. 4 years. they've been working on this project on our behalf since 2013. So we'd have to, I mean, we can get the number. I just
No, I
don't
don't.
have it on me right here
There's
tonight.
97.5 left, isn't there?
They, the total contract amount for this work, phase 2, is $97,050. Okay, so that $97,50 includes 2 pots of money. $32,050 that they had left over as a balance in the phase 1 part of the hydro renovation project, which you may recall at our May 9th meeting, I believe it was, we had Turner Group come in and talk with you guys and discuss what the balance was on their current contract for phase 1 and what they would need going forward to provide engineering services on phase 2. And what they told the board was they would need an additional $65,000 plus what they held as a balance in the phase 1 contract, which is $32,050. So those are the two pots of money. They've got a balance of $32,50 from their first contract under phase 1, and then they requested another $65,000, which the board approved at your May 9th meeting, to move forward with the engineering on the phase 2 section. So those 2 pots of money are how you come up with the $97,050.
No, it's not going to change anything, it'll just be interesting to know.
Yeah, I can make a note, Guy, and we can tally up so you want to go all the way back to 2013?
Well,
That's what you want, total amount that the village has paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you, excuse me, I know after that, I think it was that May meeting there, you spoke with when they came up with that $65,000, you were going to talk to them and see if they had any room to wiggle, but obviously they didn't.
No, I did talk with them.
And you didn't expect it anyway.
Well, I wasn't super confident, but I tried to see if there was
No wiggle.
some wiggle room for them to maybe come down a bit on the amount that they were requesting to do the second phase, but they basically told me no, there really wasn't. They were including the balance from the first contract, phase 1, when they gave us the estimate of $65,000 they needed to do phase 2 of the project. And so, yeah.
So what we need is a motion then to the effect that we approve the hydro renovation contract?
Yeah, and if you could also, as part of that motion, just indicate who you would like to sign on the contract. There's just one signatory space, so someone will have to be designated, probably either yourself, Walter, or me, as the designated signatory on the contract.
Well, in my case, probably be wise to appoint John for that particular thing, whenever. So what we really need to write at this moment is in the hydro renovations engineering contract, phase 2. With the understanding that all payments or all signed signatures required be Jonathan L.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Okay. We have a motion?
I'll second that.
Second? Okay. Now heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next item is the stuffer machine.
Yeah.
Stuffer. Yeah.
So in your package, you'll see a memo from Joanne Davis, our Director of Finance. And this is regarding what we call the stuffer machine. This is the machine we have out front that helps us stuff bills and other memos or pieces of information that go out in our billings to our customers. And the lease that we have on that machine is going to expire in September. So Joanne has been talking with our lease company about, what seems to make sense. Should we, renew for the same machine for another 5 years? Is there another model out there that, is better than what we have? What are, the pricing options out there? So in your memo, you'll see that Joanne is making a recommendation. It's a recommendation to go with the, let's see here.
FPPO, whatever.
Yeah, it's the FPI 600 model. And so this would be a brand new machine, and it's actually cheaper. Even though it's a new machine, it's cheaper than the machine that we currently have, and it will provide all of the same services that our current stuffer machine has in terms of functions and options on it. So she's calculated out in her memo here what the savings on the new lease would be. So the current lease we have is $8,350 over the 5 years. If we switch to the FPI 600, our 5-year cost would be $5,656.20. So the difference between the two machines, even though, again, if we went with the FPI 600, which is newer, would mean a cost savings of $2,693.80 to the village for the new machine. So Joanne's recommendation as a result of that research is to approve going with the FPI 600 model, which would save the village $2,693.80 over the course of the next 5 years.
Something we have to do anyways because our contracts run out.
Right, we'll have to do something. The lease is going to run out on that machine in September, so we need to notify them before September what we're going to do.
They wouldn't extend the lease on our present machine for a lesser rate, or?
Apparently not. They're saying in Joanne's memo, if you read it, it's saying if we renewed, it would be at $8,350 renewed for the same machine. So I would say this is kind of a no-brainer. We're going to get a newer machine with all of the same options and features on it for less money.
I'd say she's searched it out, and I would go with her recommendation.
Okay, so you have a motion to the effect?
I'll make the motion that we accept the plan.
Accept her recommendation.
The FBI 600 that Joanne wants.
We have a seconder on that?
I'll second.
Okay, everyone's
But that, now that, she's sure that will do what she needs it to do?
Yes, that's what she's informed me.
Okay.
She's researched it, and this newer model, even though it's newer, is going to be less money. over the 5-year period, but it still has all the same options that the current machine that we have is.
Yeah, because you're down 2/3 on the what it'll do in an hour. You know, I don't know if she realized
Less
that.
production per hour?
Huh?
Less production per hour?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if she realizes that, and must be then if she's studied it, right?
Be a good thing to
Well, she says here
look into it.
roughly we make like 700 copies or stuffers. And the other one, the one that they got now is much bigger. You'll do a lot more and they don't use it. Not to its capacity. It's the way I read it.
Question should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably the answer to your question, Bill, is that I think Leonard's right on track with that. Although you're right, it looks like the one we have has a larger capacity, to print out more pieces per hour. Even the FPI 600, though, is still in excess of what we would do.
Okay, good.
For a current billing cycle. We do 2 billing cycles per month. Each
900
each one at approximately 850 pieces per cycle. And the FPI 600 has a capacity of 1,250 pieces per hour. So it's still well in excess of what we would typically do during one of our billing cycles. If you break it down into 2, which is how we do it. We do 2 billing cycles per month.
Like the first cycle per month, is that where all the sewer and the water, electricity is on? The second billing, is that probably?
No, actually, the way we do our
That's not the
billing
way-
cycles is, one is village, and then one is the rest of all of our
Yeah,
other service
okay, that's what I
territories.
meant, yeah.
Because remember, our service territory, it's really all based around our electric department, because
Yeah.
our electric department is our largest department with the largest number of customers that we have by far. And it goes into a much larger service territory. It covers, not only the village of Enosburg Falls, but also goes into all of the town of Enosburg, parts of Sheldon, parts of Bakersfield, parts of Berkshire, a little bit of Franklin. So it's got a lot more customers in it, and therefore, because it has so many, we have to break it down into 2 different cycles. So one cycle is just for village customers. The second cycle is all our other customers outside of the village.
So we do have a motion and a seconder. Are there any other comments to be made with regards to it? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Next would be the manager's report.
Okay. And this will be pretty quick. First thing, just every once in a while, I'd like to throw a little tidbit or teaser in for you guys to get you thinking about larger issues within the electric utility world, electric utility industry. Things that are bigger than just Enosburg or the state of Vermont. One thing I thought I'd bring to your attention is that last month, the Congressional House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee on Environment, reviewed several pieces of legislation, including a bill to advance several issues related to reconsidering the application process for storing spent nuclear fuel at Yucca Mountain, which is located in Nevada. If you guys aren't familiar with that issue, Yucca Mountain has been being fought out in the United States court system for several decades now. It was originally designed to be the storage facility for nuclear waste in the United States. And they basically hollowed out a mountain called Yucca Mountain, and we're going to bury our nuclear waste generated in this country inside of it, inside Yucca Mountain. And there have been numerous challenges to this. Many millions of dollars spent in the development of Yucca Mountain. But due to the court cases and the length of time that they were dragging out, Yucca Mountain for a long period had been kind of placed on a shelf, mired in court proceedings, basically. But it does appear now that the Congressional House of Energy and Commerce is taking Yucca Mountain back off the shelf and reconsidering whether they might be able to do another review on its application process and put it into use. So just have to see if that happens, but that's a larger, bigger issue, national issue going on with energy use and consumption in the country. Next, just wanted to give you guys a reminder of 2 special board meetings we've got coming up. One on July 27th, that's this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. here. And then a second one on August 1st at 2 p.m. also here at the main office. And then lastly, wanted to give you guys a reminder, and this is usually the case, I will be attending the NEPA annual meeting August 20th through 23rd, so we'll miss the second board meeting in August, as I'll be down at the NEPA annual meeting, which this year is in Rhode Island, and that second meeting would be the 22nd, and I'll coordinate with Joanne, and I will complete the agenda and the board packet for you prior to that meeting. But Joanne will be here to help answer any questions and, of course, take the minutes for that meeting. Any questions from anyone
We
on
can
anything?
take the night out that time.
If you so choose, that take a
It doesn't matter.
take a summer schedule. Some boards actually do that. Yeah, some boards will like take July off, for example. And that they just consider that part of their summer schedule. They'll take a month off.
Next is other business. Does anybody have anything under other business?
When does, like the cheese plant, when does that renew itself up there?
Are you thinking about the special contract rate that they have there? This is the last year of that special rate, so that will expire January 1, 2018.
So that'll come up again this fall or something. Ooh, I mean, yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. Yep.
And the 14th, we're supposed to all meet with the select board at the
Yes,
fire station.
you're right. That's a 4th special meeting that we would have coming up later. That I did contact Billy Jo Draper and informed her that the trustees agreed to have a special joint meeting with the Town of Enosburg Select Board on August 14th. So she said she will be making the arrangements for that and getting an agenda together that the select board would like to discuss with the trustees and posting the meeting and stuff. She said she would take care of that. But yes, you have also a special meeting, joint meeting with the select board on August 14th as well.
Anything else under other business? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Wow.
We all awake here?
I make the motion we adjourn.
My goodness.
Quick one.
What's that?
I said, what was your question?
No, I thought you were waiting for somebody to make the
Yeah,
motion
yeah,
to
I am
adjourn.
waiting for one.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I make
so-
the motion, we adjourn.
Okay, we have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
I
Meeting's adjourned.